Today, it's the National Football League. It's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Oilers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Oilers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Eagles, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And we are underway from Houston. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look at the man under center, now in his 8th season in the National Football League.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Ayers buying time to his left. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Back to throw. Ayers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
On now is the punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. "33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Eagles for their initial possession of the game. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 7 catches, 66 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off play action. Hicks airing it out deep for Smith. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down, Hicks. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
The end result, 21 yards.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Ayers. Again, it's Johnson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 6 catches, 58 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. But a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
On third down, Hicks. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try it up the gut with Gore. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Hicks. He's got Thompson here, complete. His first catch good for 8 and a first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally...
Under pressure, and down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit... their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Hicks over the middle to Smith. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Hicks setting up the screen for Cook. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The Eagles send out their punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out some...
Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Following the fumble recovery, Hicks. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Off the play fake. Hicks. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that was one that I kind of saw coming, Charge. He had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. To throw on second down. Ayers being chased out, and he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Extra point forthcoming. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown from Devontae Smith. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Houston set to take over. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And this one is incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Ayers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Thought they'd run the football there on 3rd and inches, decided to try to pass it, and obviously it did not pay off.
Yeah, that is conventional wisdom. You don't have far to go to pick up the first down. I wonder if they overthought it a little bit. Thought maybe they'd catch them napping and get a big play over the top. Instead, the sack occurred.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for Houston. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Throwing on 1st down. Hicks. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now on 2nd down, this is Gore. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, Hicks. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. After one, it's 9-0. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Pearman. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Let's go. 60 man. 60 man.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Gore. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Hicks. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. From 4 yards out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
A try here for the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They're down a couple of scores, 16-0, as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Ayers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. On 1st and 10, Ayers. He gets this one to Johnson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Four yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw. Ayers looking middle, and that's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Ayers looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On 2nd down now, it's Green, and he's going to be stopped at about the 37. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. Steps away to his left, and that will be incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
So here are the Eagles to take over. They're leading right now and on the heels of that victory last week against Arizona. 1st and 10 as they start this drive. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
To throw on 3rd down, Hicks. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Consecutive gains of 1, 2, and now 3 yards brings up 4th down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted, So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Looking to throw on second down. Ayers, his first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Back to throw. Ayers. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. Looking to throw. Ayers. Green's got it over the middle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Ayers. And he goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On first down, Ayers eluding the pressure right. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Ayers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ayers. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ayers. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to 4th down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And his kick is good. And they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll start on the ground with Gore. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Hicks. It's complete. It's Gore. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick up the first with Gore. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 49 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Ready. Yellow. 22.
Back to throw now on first down. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 38. Off play action. Hicks. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Hicks. And he comes back with one complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw. Hicks. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
So things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He's got Gore. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. This is a 2nd and 4. Ball at the 9. Off the play fake. Hicks. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown. But
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So that challenge, a successful one. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 2nd down, it's Green, and he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Forced out to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal, they'll certainly have the green light here. They go play action here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on second down, Hicks. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Looking to throw on second down. Hicks. He completes it to Evans. Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. The third quarter starts with a run by Gore. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Hicks. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Drops it underneath to Gore. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it, but it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop him before he could get to the marker.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken from just outside the 30. So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Flush to his right, and he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. On second down now. It's done, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Throwing on first down. Ayers. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now a handoff up the middle. Green, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Ayers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And on now is the punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Now a draw play for Gore. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, they'll run with Gore. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The 71 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Here we go. 50, green. Go.
On 1st down, it's Gore. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Back to throw. Hicks. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Hicks. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run with Pearman. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, Hicks. Evans has it left side. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So this one, Charles, it's only the 3rd quarter, but they appear to be well on their way to victory.
I would say so, because a 1-score lead you don't even count, but a 2-score lead you know it can evaporate in an instant. 3 scores, feeling good, but you know it's not over yet. But now they've got a 4-score cushion. I think you can feel pretty confident in the fact this is going to go your way.
Houston set to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run on 1st down. It's Green. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. On 2nd down, it's Green. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Okay, take us to school here, Charles. On a play like that, pretty successful RPO. What's the quarterback looking at?
Basics. He's looking at the defensive end or the outside linebacker. If that player crashes down to take the running back, quarterback pulls it, runs to the outside end. Some teams, though, will read different players depending on defenses, but basically it's that outside player.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Ayers. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. To throw on 2nd down. Ayers finds his man on the out route. It's Chenault. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
On 1st down, Green. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Back to throw. Ayers. Connection made with Shenault. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. It's the fullback. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Oilers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. And, boy, that was a heavy set. I think they had 3 tight ends out there. The fullback, you knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, they weren't trying to fool anybody at all, were they? There was none of this show-you-heavy set, bootleg it out. Nah. Big guys up front, hand it to the big guy in the backfield.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that'll make this a 19-point game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Hicks. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Right?
Up the middle they go with Gore. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. Again they run. Again it's Gore. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 81 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gore. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. It's a short one here, complete to the top. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Following the fumble recovery, Ayers. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Up the middle they go. Green. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Ayers. This is Shenault on the receiving end. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up second down. Looking to throw. Ayers to the right side, and he's got more complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Ayers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to throw. Ayers over the middle. He's got Shenault. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Off play action. Ayers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. High throw, but the catch is made. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something to...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. Look at the big man rumble. 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
Extra point attempt to come here. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The scoop and score always always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken at the goal line. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. And now out comes Houston. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Throwing to start the drive. Ayers. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ayers. He finds his man. Complete. That's done. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Green. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun. Ayers. That pass complete to Moore. Working with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Ayers. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Ayers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. On 1st and 10, Ayers. He finds his man. Complete. It's done. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. And now Chenault on the end around. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw. Ayers. He finds his man. Complete. That's Fisher. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And 3rd and 1 now. Looking to throw. Ayers. Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Back to throw. Ayers. And it's caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Oilers get a bit closer. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Point after try forthcoming. And that'll make this a 19-point game. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On the handoff, it's Gore. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Another carry now for Gore. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Ready?
On 4th down, Hicks. And he's going to get this down near the 25. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree. Matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Eagles, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get another road date next week when they take on Washington. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.